My name is Meryl Snider. I'm a volunteer with Community Hospice. I've been a volunteer since 1986. The year my son graduated from high school was the year I decided to join a nonprofit organization. And I volunteered, I've raised money, and fundraising is my thing. I became involved with Community Hospice because of my mother. She had joined Friends of Hospice and was very involved in the tree lighting, our signature fundraising event that we've had for many years, well, since the very beginning. And she said, you know, you really need to join this organization. They're wonderful. Little did I know how much they would impact our family. I was so happy with the good things that we were doing in the community that I decided that I need to step up and be an officer. So I was every officer that is possible in Friends of Hospice. I went through that. I agreed to co-chair events or chair events. And then I was also on the founding committee for the Community Hospice Foundation Board. And I was the first vice president and the second president or chair of the Community Hospice Foundation Board. I have continued to support Community Hospice because it's our family's charity of choice, and very many of the members of my family have been involved in hospice over the years or are still involved in one way or another with fundraising or being sponsors for events. And when the time came that my dad needed hospice services, he was in hospice for quite a while, and the help that they gave to my mother, the care and compassion that they had for my dad was so wonderful that I just feel that it's something that I need to give back. And I love everything about Community Hospice. I have made so many friends here, lifelong friends that I'll have forever. I know that the work that we do has helped so many people in our community and outside of our community. I have family that lives out of state, and they've been blessed by Community Hospice. We have evolved. We've had so many different events over the years, but I think the funniest thing that we've ever done is all of our members used to have to schlep the tables to every event. So a big truck would come up and every member, man, woman, or child, would take a table and put it in place for maybe 400 people, put the chairs in place. And it was just wonderful that people could do that, but after a while it got to be, you know, pretty difficult. The tables were round, so some would go to the right, some would go to the left, but none of them would go straight ahead. We used to do everything. We cooked the food, we bought the tickets after we cooked the food, we served the food, and then we donated or we sponsored. I mean, we did everything in Friends of Hospice, and we still do, but we don't schlep the tables anymore. Having my grandfather having hospice services first, then having it come down to my parents having hospice services. My children have also been able to attend events when they've been here, but it's also gone down to the next level of my parents' grandchildren or great-grandchildren. My grandson was a Boy Scout and became an Eagle Scout, and his Eagle Scout project was to put a flagpole and at the Community Hospice office in order for us to have a veterans pavilion. So he dug the hole, poured the cement, put the flagpole up, got the flag, with members of his troop, of course, but it was his Eagle Scout project. And just recently at the Santa Shares breakfast, two of my parents' great-granddaughters were there serving. My nephew was there making pancakes. So it just, I think that they see how much it's affected us and how much we've been blessed over the years that we all, as a family, choose to give back to Community Hospice in a big way or a small way, whatever you're capable of doing. Community Hospice is important to me because of what they do in our community, how we serve our patients with dignity and compassion, but not just the patients, also the families and the extended families, and helping the children cope with a loss of a family member or an adult cope with the loss of a child. And there is none other better than Community Hospice for providing the care that our community wants and needs. And I just can't tell you how wonderful all the people are that work here. I help with fundraising. That's all I can do. I cannot do what all these other people do that are so wonderful to lovingly care about not only the patient but the families. I've seen community hospice grow and change over the years from a small office that maybe 20 people were working in to a huge office that has now remote offices that have hundreds of people working there. And yet we still have to educate our community. There are still a lot of myths about hospice, and we have done such a better job. Way back when I started, so many people just thought hospice was a bad word, and now they are beginning to know that hospice is a wonderful word and all the wonderful things we do to help people. It's amazing to me how far we've come in 40 years. I am so excited to be a part of the 40-year anniversary with Community Hospice. It is such a great milestone that we've come this far. I'm excited that we can let more and more people know about us and what we do in the community and share that with others. I think it's a very exciting time that we've made it this far and we've continued to grow and serve our community. I am Meryl Snider. I support Community Hospice. Happy 40th anniversary.